Hello everyone, my name is M. Krishna Prasad. I am from mechanical background. Today we are going to discuss about rapid prototyping technology. Okay, so generally rapid prototyping technology is nothing but creating a part, 3D part from a design software or from design 3D file to a directly output. So that is nothing but a rapid prototyping. Okay, so this rapid prototyping is nothing but it's an application of 3D printing. Okay, 3D print, whereas 3D printing is the process for additive manufacturing. Okay, so generally now in this topic we are going to discuss about additive manufacturing and process of different additive manufacturing and 3D printing concept as well as rapid prototyping concept, and in the end we are concluding with the difference between additive manufacturing versus 3D printing versus rapid prototyping. Okay, let us start with 3D printing. So what exactly 3D printing is? So nowadays we are seeing everywhere 3D printers, 3D printers. Okay, so what exactly 3D printer? 3D printer is nothing but it's a 3D printing mission which will be given a 3D output. Okay, ready-madely. So if there is a design, 3D design, so-called three-dimensional design, and if I want to replicate that design into a object, so ready-madely we don't need any directly mission. So all we need is a 3D printer and directly we can print the object. That is nothing but a 3D printer. Okay, 3D printer or additive manufacturing or digital manufacturing, these are all the different technologies which can directly produce a three-dimensional solid file, okay, CAD file, to a raw object or an output file. Okay, in the process of making a physical object from three-dimensional design to a three-dimensional object is known as a 3D printing concept. Okay, in the 3D printing concept we are going to discuss about various types of object preparations. Okay, first of all let us discuss about additive manufacturing. Again we are coming to the back topic. So what is additive manufacturing? In this, additive manufacturing is a process of adding material to the previous material. It is completely different from subtractive manufacturing, whereas subtractive manufacturing is a process of removing material from a block to getting the desired output, whereas additive manufacturing is nothing but adding different layers to get the desired output file. For example, let us take this cabin, let us take this bowl. Okay, this is an additive manufacturing file, or I call it as a 3D printer file. So here what happened is it will be created by using layers. Okay, so it's called as a additive manufacturing file or 3D printer file. And additive manufacturing enables you to produce complex parts. We can produce simple parts, we can modify it, even we can go for a complex parts. And one more thing, where exactly we are using this exactly 3D printing or additive manufacturing 3D printing. Okay, while coming to the preparing prototypes. So if at all I am preparing some object, okay, some scaling product, some innovation in a product. So I want to produce a product. I want to prepare that product. Okay, then I definitely need to prepare that product in a 3D software, design software. Whether it may be, there will be so many softwares like Siemens NX is there, Solid Edge is there. So we are preparing that model in a CAD file environment and in a 3D file. And after preparing that, and we will going to use some 3D printing softwares to convert that 3D model into a 3D software file or STL file. Okay, I will explain you later what is a STL file. Okay, so we will using some X software for preparing the three-dimensional software file to 3D printer file. Okay, there is a ready of the file. Once we are getting ready with the file, then all we need is print that file in a 3D printer. So what we'll get is, again we will get this type of objects as a desired outputs. Now what is a 3D printer? Okay, let us tell you that later. Okay, where exactly this 3D printer will work? Okay, so we are seeing 3D printer applications everywhere. We are seeing it in a prototype making. Okay, nowadays we are seeing the 3D printing application in surgeries also. Okay, in tooths there will be several tooths will be there. We are preparing 3D printer. Okay, so how exactly the 3D printer works? So it all starts with a 3D model. Okay, so if you want to prepare a model, then it all starts with a 3D model. Okay, which is again developed from a design software. We are going to design that file. We need to prepare that file and we will slice that file. Slice means cutting the object in a horizontal thin layers. If at all I am having this object, So I want to prepare this object in a design software. Okay, so after completing of this 3D file, then I need to slice it. Okay, slicing is nothing but a cutting into horizontal layers, whether it may be 100 or 1000, that doesn't matter. Finest layer of the finest slice layers, we need to prepare it in a finest slice layers. Then what will happen? Then we are using some 3D printing software, 3D software, okay, 3D convertible software, or whatever it may be, 3D modeling software, for converting these slice layers into 3D printable software files. Once we are using that software, and we will use this 3D sliced model into that software, and we'll print a file, and the file is ready, and we are having a 3D printer with our hands, and we are having a file. Then automatically what will be done? Then we will import that file into our 3D printer. Okay, again 3D printer is having a controller will be there. We need to import that file into controller, and before starting into the 3D printer, we'll be considering some aspects will be there for every mission. If you want to start a conventional mission, or if you want to start a CNC mission, or whatever, if you want to start a robot, there will be some steps to follow to for a proper run. Like 3D printer also, we need to follow certain procedures that I will explain you later. We need to follow that procedure. Then once the 3D printer is ready to execute the program, then we will run this file which we already sliced from the 3D printing software. Once the file will be started, so it will take some x number of x hours of time. So whether it may be 30 minutes or 60 minutes or 90 minutes or maybe 200 minutes. So depending upon the model and depending upon the quality which we want to get. So if we want to get 100% of excellent quality, then it will take some hours of time to prepare a small object. Why? Because it needs that much of professional quality with the excellent surface finish. So it will definitely need that much of time. So after giving all these parameters, then automatically after its own time for preparation of the 3D file, the part will be prepared in the 3D printer. Okay, so this is what a 3D printer will work. Now the main basic question, how to start a 3D printing and where to start. So these are the main concepts. So now I am discussing about 3D printer files, STL files, different type of use concepts, but where exactly to start the 3D printer and where to start it from the basics. Again same, if I want to prepare a file, again it will start from an assumption, which means if I want to prepare a pen. Okay, so nowadays there are so many pens will be there. Now again I want to prepare an innovative pen, so it all starts with the design. Again you need to work for the design, and you need to create some innovation, or maybe or a regular one. So you need to prepare in a 3D file, in a 3-dimensional CAD file. Once your design is ready, then you need to convert it in a 3D modeling file. Okay, once your modeling is also fine, then you need to convert that software. Okay, sorry, you need to convert that file into your 3D printable software file. It's nothing but a 3D software files. Okay, so where exactly this 3D printer will use? So nowadays 3D printing will be everywhere. So as we discussed, we need to create our own design for our respectable model. Once the design is ready, then we need to convert that design into 3D printable file. So 3D sliced file. Okay, once the sliced file is also ready, then we need to give that output file to the 3D to run the program. So this is how a 3D printer will work, and where to start and where to end. So this is the process. Now there are different types of 3D printers will be there in the market. For example, we are everywhere now we are seeing this plastic 3D printers. So simply we call as 3D printer, which will be used we are using the 3D printers where the plastic will be the raw material. Like there will be 3D printers where the metal is also in a raw material. There will be 3D printers where some composite material will also be there. Like there are so many 3D printers will be there. Now I am telling you the difference between types of 3D printers. First, there are some 8 to 9 types of 3D printers which are widely used in the industry. Okay, based upon the application, the 3D printer types will be classified. First one is STL. That is nothing but stereolithography file printers. Stereolithography, nothing but layers. As we already discussed, slice layers. So converting that complete diagram into layers, small finest layers, creating our object is nothing but a stereolithography files. And second one is digital light processing. Here this is also one of the methods that I will explain you in the next the coming session. Third one is a fused decomposition model, FDM. This is a most widely used one, FDM. Okay, and the fourth one is selective laser sintering and selective laser melting, and some next process is electron beam melting, and the third next part is laminated object oriented manufacturing, and simultaneously binder jetting and melting jetting. So these are all different types of 3D printers. Based upon the end application, we will use these type of machines. The most commonly used one is a FDM, fused decomposing model melting, as well as this stereolithography file. And if the application is somewhat complex, then we are going to use binder jetting. Okay, now I'm telling you about the types of 3D printing, where exactly this 3D printer we used, and why exactly the process, what exactly the process, and what exactly the principle involved in it. Okay, let us take, I already told you that FDM is the most widely used 3D printer. FDM is nothing but fused decomposite melting. Okay, decomposing modeling or melting, whatever it may be. FDM mostly used as a fused deposition modeling. This is the file, and here what will happen, the model will be converted into finest layers like STL. This is also completed into finest layers, and the object will be prepared. So what exactly happened in fused deposition modeling? FDM is a 3D printing software which will be created for using preparing 3D objects, and this technology completely converts the present 3D model into the finest layers. And what will be done in the process is, first it will be created just like the bottom top approach. So first we will create a bottom file, and bottom object will be created, and on the bottom object another layer will be prepared, and these two layers will be, a bond will be created in between these two. Like that, simultaneously the complete model will be prepared. So this is called as a fused decomposite modeling. While coming to the binder jet, so what exactly the binder jet is? Okay, so if at all my object is a complex one, so again, what is a complex one? So this application is a normal application, there will be no need any complexity, and this application is also a normal application, there is no any complexity. This application, it is somewhat complex. Why? Because here see, there will be an elevation, there will be a curve which is extending outside, and there will be gaps inside in that extrusion. So if you want to print this type of object, what will happen if we use some FDM or stereolithography? What will happen? So the layers will be printed and the gaps cannot be printed. So if the gap is there, what will happen? The upper layer which will be on the top of this halo space, in this space, a problem will be occurred on that parts. For this type of application, we are using binder jet technology. Okay, binder jet technology is nothing but it's also a 3D printing technology. Whereas here, first the layer will be printed, and what will happen? Automatically the bed will be coming to downward direction for preparing second layer. Like so, it will be created up to some extent. When a hollow part comes into place, then what will happen? Automatically some binding material, the name itself indicating, the operation name is binder jetting. So some binder material will be there. That binder material will comes into this part, and that will act as a base. Then what will happen? Automatically the next cycle will comes into this its own operation. So when there is a gap will be there, in that gap position, automatically the binder powder will be there. On above of the binder powder, this molten material will be placed, and finally the object will be ready. Once the object is ready, it not up like this, it will be like completely with a powdered object. Then what will happen? We need to do? We need to remove the material, excess material, which can be removed directly by using some abrasives or water jet machines. Water jet fluids will be there. With that material, we can remove the excess powder material. Okay, that is called as a binder jet. Now we will discuss about the materials, different materials in 3D printing technologies. Okay, well, coming to, if we are using some plastic type, then we are using plastic as a raw material. If at all we are using metal 3D printers, then again there will be some metal inputs will be there. Like there will be some materials in 3D printing technology. For example, let me tell you something. First one is nylon. Nylon is the most widely used one, which will be for a polyimide family. Okay, and the next one is ABS, and third one is resin, stainless steel, gold, silver, titanium, ceramic, gypsum. These are all different materials which will be comes into place. And most commonly used one is ABS. ABS nothing, it's a home based printers, and the printers are for a moderate purpose, then we call directly used for a ABS. And comes into resin. Resin is for separate different applications, where we want to get some different cured objects, then we'll definitely use that. Even go for stainless steel. If we want a high rigid models directly for prototype printing, prototype making, then we directly go for very strongest material like stainless steel, and we need to melt that, and that is the only thing. And we can run the applications for gold and silver, titanium also. In some applications when we can perform ceramic, okay, even gypsum also. These are the different types of 3D printing materials. The most commonly used environmental friendly used material is PLA. Okay, PLA is like a polylactic acid. It's a biodegradable plastic which can be generated from the crush of the sugar cane. Okay, so this is the mostly why this part was prepared by using PLA plastic. Okay, PLA is a more environmental friendly one. When we can recycle this in the environment once it is not utilized or once it is out of use. Okay, and while working, this plastic will be melted into a liquid form. While in that liquid form, there will be no harmful fumes will be released by using this PLA. Now, what exactly the process involved in 3D printing? There will be separate step-by-step procedure will be there for printing, getting this 3D printing. First one is a prepare a 3D model, and next one is a slicing the 3D model. Third one is checking for supports. If the object is straight object, if the object is like this, there will be no need of any supports. If the object is like having some inclinations like this, then definitely there will be need of some supports for this and one, like build planning. We call it as a build planning. Now the second part, last part is 3D printing. So after giving supports, after giving everything, then we need to print the 3D printer. So once the object is ready, then there is a separate thing that's called the post-production. Even in this 3D printer also there will be some post-production work is there. Why? Because if you are using some BJ, binding jet printing, then there will be a post-process work will be there to remove the excess powder inside the object. And finally, quality checking. Once we are done with all the process, the quality checking will be the main one. Why? Because we need to check whether the operations, whether the object is ready to perform or not. That we need to check by using quality checking. Actually, in 3D printer, we generally use fused decomposition modeling. Fused decomposition modeling, again, it is follow the STL layers. We need to prepare the model, we need to slice it in, and we need to convert the diagram into some 3D modeling software diagram file, and we need to convert that file into 3D supporting. Some 3D printers will support RIO file, some 3D supports or wrap codes. Like that, we need to convert that file sized object into 3D printer supported document. Once the file is ready, we will import that to the controller of the 3D printer. Okay, once the controller is ready and the program is ready, then we need to run the program. Okay. So this is what the main concept of 3D printer. And once again, I am telling you, 3D printer is the main technology that will cover all the L2 manufacturing techniques inside in single concept. Okay, 3D printing techniques mostly uses the normal L2 manufacturing concepts only. Now, by concluding this, I am giving a conclusion that in the starting, myself, I already told you that I will tell you the difference among 3D printer, rapid prototyping as well as additive manufacturing. Okay, now I will give you a clear idea. 3D printing is a name of the process, whereas additive manufacturing is the process main concept, and rapid prototyping is nothing but preparing the model is nothing but a rapid prototyping. So this is what the relationship between 3D printer, rapid prototyping as well as additive manufacturing. Okay, now I am giving a brief conclusion. Additive manufacturing is nothing but adding material to the previous layer and preparing an object without removing the material. In 3D printing or in additive manufacturing, we will get the material, the desired output. Only thing that disadvantage in this 3D printing or rapid prototyping is time. It will take the time, it will consume time. Okay, but we will get an excellent quality output. So this is what the majorly advantage of additive manufacturing or a 3D printing rapid prototyping. Okay, thank you.